I'm Peter Matthews. I'm founder and chief executive of Nucleus. We look at the world through our lens of being brand and digital consultants. So the mobile trend is so strong, that's really the only important one that we see. If you're not in that game in a year's time, you might not be in business. So it's going to be that important. The other trend we see is the travel industry has always spawned quite a lot of, I hesitate to call them brands, but they're businesses that don't invest in their brands. So they don't stand for anything in particular. They're just an agency or a tour operator selling generic stuff. Now, we think the other trend is to come, the stronger brands with strong brand propositions that can communicate effectively with their audiences are the ones that will succeed. They're ones that will stand for something, either quality, where it could be price, it could be choice, it could be a particular expertise in a destination, but you're going to have to stand for something, because if you're an all things to all men kind of brand, unless you're dealing in the cheapest possible, you're offering the cheapest possible prices, it's going to be a very hard place to be. And if you look around, you'll see a lot of travel businesses that don't have strong brands. Those that do are now having to compete with strong new brands, places like Airbnb, businesses like Airbnb, a whole load of disruptive brands that are entering the market, who will have a strong following and who have invested in their brands and have something special and different to say. Well, the biggest trend in travel, and particularly in digital travel, is in mobile commerce. So this is a massive trend. It's kind of a paradigm shift, a bit like the internet in the beginning, in 99, 2000. And I think most travel businesses have really underestimated how powerful and how quickly life is changing. We run a 6-monthly survey about web browsing habits, and we've seen in the past 12 months mobile web browsing, that's browsing from iPads and from smartphones, more than double to over 20% on average of 10 websites we look at, with a sample of 2.5 to 3 million users in a month. Now we're seeing some websites, particularly at the high end of the market, the luxury end of the market, that are well over 25% and heading for 30% by Christmas, we reckon. We expect 50% of all web browsing to be via mobile devices by the end of 2014. That's a massive change, because digital experiences, website experiences, need to cater for the mobile device, and particularly the smartphone. Well, we publish our research, and it's available, it's free if you want to download it from the nucleus.co.uk website. We publish it every 6 months, and the trend is that it will be 50% by 2014. It's really quite rapid, and the interesting thing is that mobile web browsing has grown much faster than people expected. When everyone was thinking about apps, there are two different kinds of mobile commerce. One is apps, one is website browsing. The apps are great once you've acquired a customer, because they're prepared to download an app then. But when they're doing their initial research, they'll just do it on their phones. They'll sit in a corner, they'll be waiting for a train, they'll be on a bus, they'll be waiting in an airport, they'll be in the office, and they're using their smartphones as well as their iPads to browse the web. Now, that wasn't really anticipated by most travel brands. We've been saying it for a long time, that mobile web browsing is the acquisition tool, and you've got to get your websites ready for a mobile world. You can forget sort of Web 2.0 and social media and things. The big thing that's really happening now is we've entered the mobile era. The sample is 10 websites, 10 travel websites, ranging from mass market to very high-end luxury, both UK and international audiences. And the sample is, in January it was nearly 3 million, in June it was 2.5 million, because of the way the travel business works. So we have insights into the UK audiences and into international audiences, Asia and the US. And the interesting thing, one of the other interesting things, apart from just the speed and the scale of mobile web browsing now, is also the dominance of Apple and its iOS platform for web browsing. One of the things that's puzzled us is that lots of people say that there are more Android smartphones out there in circulation. But our research shows quite definitely they're not used for web browsing. They may be used for other things, but people who have Apple devices use their devices to browse the web. consistently over the three waves of research that we've done, Apple has an 85% share of mobile web browsing and Android only 8%. And when you consider that Android sales are supposed to be higher than Apple, that's quite a marked difference in behavior.